So here I am with J.M. Pellin and Jody Hamill at Big Rock Brewery and Eatery here in Vancouver. Recently just opened up. How long has this place been opened up?
It's been online since about March.
This year?
Yeah, 2015. We opened mid-March quietly and then had our grand opening in April. So,
okay.
Yeah. April 9th is our official start.
And Big Rock's originally from Calgary.
Yep.
Privately owned brewery in Calgary.
Publicly traded.
Publicly traded.
Yep. And we started brewing in Southeast Calgary in September of 1985. And 30 years ago, we started up, and we just celebrated our 30th anniversary in September, and held a big party at the brewery in Calgary. And I think they intended for about 1,500 people to show up, and about 5,000 showed up. Guests, suppliers, fans, groupies, the whole bit.
Beer groupies.
Beer nerds.
Brewery groupies. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Well, I mean, Big Rock in Alberta, and especially in Southern Alberta, has been a stalwart in the community for those 30 years.
Very strongly entrenched.
Strongly entrenched, large following.
And obviously that 5,000 people showing up gives it an indication that a huge following, basically.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've been drinking Big Rock out here for a while, so they're a brand that's been around that I'm aware of for sure.
Yep.
So what made them move to Calgary, or from Calgary to
Calgary
Vancouver?
out here? Just recognizing, different rules, regulations, laws change, times have changed as well, but just recognizing that the Pacific Northwest and Vancouver is becoming, Vancouver specifically is becoming ground zero for the craft beer movement in Canada.
In Canada, for sure.
In Canada, for sure, yeah. And just recognizing the time is right, the location that we had found was right, and making the move to come in and set up a satellite brewery here. We're looking at doing the same thing in Ontario, in Liberty Village.
Okay.
Not quite the same scale, a little bit smaller, but just do the footprint. And then again in Winnipeg as well.
Are there many craft breweries in Winnipeg at the moment? Or are you aware?
There's a couple there.
Yeah, it's Half Pints.
Garrison.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a number of them there.
Much like the rest of Canada, you're starting to see those pockets build up.
Yeah.
And
Nothing like here, but
no, Vancouver is like, again, the main reason we opened this brewery was to make beers for the BC palate. It's much more advanced than the rest of Canada. The rest of Canada will catch up.
yeah.
And that's not a knock. It's just, Vancouver is so influenced by the Northwest, Portland, Washington, which
that's
are
influenced by California.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So
California Center of the Universe.
the migration of the craft beer movement has kind of flowed West Coast up, and Vancouver, is taking that on full board. And this is an opportunity to make beers for the Vancouver market and have a little fun, and then again replicate that across Canada, and be that local house of worship for the craft beer lovers in each city. So
You're the pioneers, as it were.
That's a strong word.
It's a strong word, but
we want to be an influential part of that growth. But it's a mass movement. It's many pieces all coming together at once.
But the interesting thing is, I've read some histories around the large breweries like Labatt's, Molson's, and Carling's, and to get into each province, they had to buy a brewery in each province to become a national brand, basically. You're kind of doing the same thing, except from a much smaller scale.
Well, we're not buying existing breweries.
No. What I mean is, you're making footholds in each. So soon you'll be a national kind of.
Well, yeah, yes and no. That's not really a brush we want to get painted with, because those guys and no, it's not a knocking. It's just they made the same product in every single province.
True. Yeah.
Whereas we're, for example, we've got 10 beers on tap here, 8 of which are only available in this restaurant, this locale.
That many, eh?
Yes, that many.
That's
so
cool.
And then we have our beers for distribution, but they're only distributed to the lower mainland. Okay. So it's very specific to
the region.
To the region, and that's
completely
a
different.
very big difference.
Yeah. GM, your background in terms of managing a place like this, what's your background in that?
Right. Yeah. So it's all hospitality. I've worked in various types of hospitality, cruise ships, restaurants, hotels, fine dining, casual dining. and more specifically over the last 5 years, brew pubs. I've had the opportunity to open 3 brew pubs in the last 5 years now, basically from construction to opening. So it's been a lot of fun, and it's also given me a unique skill set in that not a lot of people have done very specific types of openings like that. It's not like a chain where it's very cookie cutter. They're all very different. They'll have their own personalities and attributes and challenges, and so that's
So you built this basically from the ground up in terms of not just the actual sort of layout of stuff, but also the menu and hiring.
Yeah, well, I mean, I built a team around me, but in regards to the actual construction and build out, yeah, I've been here since we broke ground, and had influence on the design, on the layout. I hired the chef, I hired the managers, in discussions with Jody from day one in regards to what beers we'd like to see in the restaurant, and yeah, so it's definitely got my influence, but being a good manager in the hospitality game is more about being able to bring good people together to create something.
Your team.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with a good team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at one thing. I'm just good at finding people that are very good at their specifics.
It's a sign of a good leader.
Yes.
And a good manager, for sure. The menu, when the other places open up in Winnipeg and Toronto and that, will you have any kind of, will they be looking to you to provide some insight and guidance?
Yeah, definitely. There's already been some of that with the Toronto project, which is being operated by a third party under the direction of Big Rock. But I have an input on the layout of the room. The operator involved in that operation has been out here a few times to get a feel for this room. Each model will have a different scope. I do believe the Winnipeg one will have full operational control of that one. So there has been discussions of obviously bringing me out there for the opening of that. So there's definitely influence in regards to it. For example, the Toronto one, the retail store, is operated by Big Rock completely entirely. So that one I have a lot more input on as well. So yeah, so it's...
What's the seating capacity in this place?
We're licensed for 150.
150.
Restaurant side.
No, that's the entire space.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, 32 in the lounge, 126 in the restaurant.
Things are going well?
Yeah, it's been going very well.
That's great. That's great. Nice to have you guys here.
Yeah.